Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you are doing well. So guys, in today's video we'll see our very first practical demo of Terraform on Azure Cloud. So let's start our today's video. Okay, so in today's video we'll see how we can install Terraform on Windows. Then we'll see how we can install Visual Studio Code on Windows machine. Then we'll see how we can create Azure Service Principal and what actually Azure Service Principal is, because this is required in order to make a connection from Terraform to Azure Cloud. And post completion of that, we'll see what is Azure App Registration and Client Secret. And by using this, actually, we create Azure Service Principal. So we'll see what all these concepts. And then we'll see Azure Access Control IAM role assignment, which is also required in order to assign role to the service principal. And then we'll understand Terraform files and commands. So there are multiple commands in Terraform, but we'll see only those commands that are mostly 90 to 95% work will get done using these commands. So these are the most commonly commands. So we'll see those 5-6 commands that we basically used in Terraform. And after that, we'll see a practical demo where we'll connect our Terraform to Azure Cloud and then we'll form resources. So let's start with Terraform installation. So Terraform installation is very easy to install on Windows. You just need to go to Google and then you can search Terraform install for Windows. The very first link that you'll see, you can just click on that link and then you'll see this particular screen in front of you. So in Windows option, you can select this AMD 64 and can click on download. So once it will get download, it will be a zip. You need to unzip this zip and then you need to go inside this folder. Just need to copy the path till here, because in the next step we need to set environment variable for this particular path. Why we set environment variable? Because suppose if we want to run Terraform, so we don't need to go to this path. We can run Terraform commands from any path. Wherever we are sitting, we can run Terraform from there. That's why we set environment variable. So in order to set environment variable, we need to firstly search for environment variable in Windows search bar, and we'll be landing to this particular screen. Here we need to go to advanced and then we need to go to environment variables. Then we need to go to system variables, and here we are seeing one variable as a path. We can click on it and then click on edit, and then we'll click on new and we'll paste the path of that Terraform binary that we copied where it get download. And after unzipping this particular path, we need to copy and then we can paste this path here as highlighted. Then we can click on OK. Once this is done, we can just run this command terraform hyphen version. It will give you version of Terraform. So in this way we can install Terraform, and we can run this Terraform command from anywhere. So its installation is very easy, and it is also open source, this particular binary, so we can use it. It is not chargeable. Secondly, we need Visual Studio Code. Why we need Visual Studio Code? Till now, as I have posted multiple videos on Jenkins, so there we were using Notepad as an editor. But we can use Notepad as an editor here also, but the Visual Studio Code provide very good GUI and very good code understanding, very easy to write coding over there, that I'll let you know once we'll do it practically. So it is also free, so we can just download this software Visual Studio Code also on our machine. Most coder use this Visual Studio Code, so it is easy to use and its GUI is very easy to understand also. So we can just search Visual Studio Code download, and the very first link that will come in front of us, we can click on that link, and here we can click on Windows button, and we can start downloading our downloader. Once that get download, then it's just a next step. So once it is just kind of a simple exe installation. Once we'll do next, then in the end that get installed, and if we'll search in our search bar Visual Studio Code, so similar kind of icon we can see over there, Visual Studio Code, and we can click on it. So this kind of screen will come in front of you whenever you will install this Visual Studio Code. So all Terraform related coding we'll do using this Visual Studio Code, because Terraform code it's very easy to code here, and it's formats, and its font and style is also very good, so that I'll let you know how it is once we'll do it practically. So now we are done with installation of Terraform, we are done with installation of Visual Studio Code. Post completion of this, now let us understand what is this Azure service principle. So in case of Azure, when we want Terraform to create some resources on Azure, so Terraform directly cannot connect to Azure. So there should be some kind of connection needs to be established. Just like in order to log into any portal, we need username and password. Similarly here, Terraform needs some connection so that Terraform can interact with Azure and it can create resources over there. So let us understand that what is this service principle actually is. So service principle consists of four things. One is subscription ID, second is your tenant ID, third is your client ID, and the fourth one is your client secret. So combination of all these four is known as service principle in Azure. So if we got all these parameters, then our service principle is ready, and we'll configure this service principle in our Terraform configuration, and we'll be able to connect to Azure. So I'll show you step by step that how we can get this, as it is confidential. So I'll not be able to show you exactly how we can do it, but I can tell you the path from where we can get it, because these are confidential, and these should not get shared with anyone. So I'll let you know how we can get these things, and certain things we cannot find directly, so we need to do some settings and we need to create something on Azure, then only we'll get the other things. So subscription ID and tenant ID will be available. That suppose if you have created any free account on Azure, so once you logged in to that portal, and if you'll go to your subscription, so basically it's a free trial subscription. If you are creating a free account, so you'll be getting a free trial subscription. So in that free trial subscription, once you will click on it, then you will get your subscription ID. It is mentioned over there. And tenant ID, we can also receive it by using Azure Active Directory feature, but as of now it has been changed from Active Directory to micro enter ID. So let's see how we can get these four parameters so that we can make a successful connection to Azure Cloud using Terraform. So firstly, it comes to subscription ID. How we'll get it? So once you'll create your free account on Azure, you have to create an account over cloud. Then only you can perform certain action. So Azure Cloud provide you access of around 1 year free, or it will give you some amount of money over there that you can use it in your services. So that you can easily create. Just go to portal.azure.com and there you can create free account. So it will require your credit card over there, and you need to provide those details, and you will get a subscription, that is a free trial subscription for a year, that is valid. So once you'll create that account, then you'll go to subscription ID, and it will look like this symbol, just a key symbol, as you can see in front of your screen. And once you'll click on it, then you'll get your subscription ID. So from where you can get it, as you can see in the screenshot, that it is mentioned in the front with a key icon. But if it is not getting over there, so you can search in the search bar as subscription, you will get it and you can click on it. Once you'll click on it, the page will come in front of you, you'll get the subscription ID from there. Okay, now how we'll get the tenant ID? So for that, we need to go to Microsoft Entra ID. So you'll see this kind of icon on Azure portal, and once you'll click on it, you'll get your Microsoft Entra ID that will be created for your Active Directory. So previously this was known as Azure Active Directory, and now this name has been changed to Microsoft Entra ID. And you can also get it from your portal, just like the screenshot I have placed. But if you are not getting, you can search in the search bar. So now subscription ID is with you and tenant ID is with you, but the third thing, that is client ID and client secret, the fourth thing, that is not with you. So client ID can be treated as a username, and client secret can be considered as a password. So these we have to create on Azure Cloud. So how we can create? Firstly, we need to do Azure app registration. So from there we'll get client ID, and then we can generate secret for the same client ID. So what we need to do, we need to firstly create an app registration on Azure Cloud. And once we'll click on this app registration icon, as you can see on your screen, the screenshot also, if it is not coming here, you can search. Everything is available, but sometimes that don't show on the Azure services, because I use these services very frequently, so that comes in front of me. but those who are new, once they log into their machine or once they log into their Azure portal, they might not be seeing these kinds of services. So you can search in the search bar, and once we'll click on this app registration, we need to click on new registration. So what all things we need to do in new registration? So once we'll click on this app registration, the default directory, one directory will be provided you as a default, so that will be having the credential or the email that you use in order to create your account. So that comes under default directory, which is also called Microsoft Entra ID, which previously it was known as Azure Active Directory. So once you'll click on app registration, you will be having new registration option over there with a plus sign. Once you'll click on it, then you need to provide one name, any name you can give. In the second, support account type, so there are multiple options provided over there, but in order to make a connection with the Azure, so you don't need any kind of multi-tenancy connection, you can go with a single tenant connection. So this is the by default option, you don't need to do anything, just give the name, and rest option keep it as it is and just click on register. After that, once it got created, then you can click on this test principal, the name that we have given. In the next screen, you will get these things. So you can see the highlighted application client ID is the one that we were looking for. So now we are having subscription ID, tenant ID, and your application client ID. As of now, I have removed these things because these are confidential things. So I have just removed it. But in this way, you can get from your Azure portal. So now we are done with the three things, but one thing is remained, that is client secret, which is actually the password. So what we do, that in that app registration that we have created, so there on the left side we have one option of client certificates and secrets. Yes, so we'll click on this certificates and secrets, and here we'll see one option with a plus icon, new client secret. So we'll click on it, and then we need to give any description of secret that we want to create. So any name we can give in description, and we can set that for how much time you want to make this secret available to your Azure portal. So you can select the date, and then you can click, or you can select the time in months or in days, and then you can click on add. So secret will get created, and once we'll click on add, then the next page that will come in front of you is this kind of page where we can select client secrets, where we are seeing one option. So here the secret that we have created with name test is showing here, expiry is also showing here, and the value that I have removed because that is confidential. So here there is two text book option over there, two pages option. We can click on that, that is a copy icon that I have highlighted in circle. So just copy this client secret and keep it somewhere on your notepad. So now we are done with all four parameters that are required, like subscription ID, tenant ID, client secret. All four things are here, but this is just a service principal. As of now, we haven't assigned any role to this service principal. So let's see how we can assign role to this service principal. So we need to go to our subscription, and once we'll go to the subscription, we'll see one option on the left hand side, that is access control IAM. So we need to click on it, then we need to click on add, the plus icon that we are seeing on the right highlighted window, and then we need to select add role assignment because we want to add one role to this service principal, else this service principal won't be able to connect using Terraform. So we need to add some role to this service principal. So add role assignment, then we need to select privilege administrator roles. Here we are having multiple roles that we can give to that service principal, but at least contributor level role is required in order to do the things. Otherwise certain resources will not get create using that service principal. So owner access is the topmost access, so that is having everything with the access. So owner is a bit risky, what we can say, a kind of access. So better to have at least contributor level of access so that we can create resource, we can destroy resources. And once we'll select on this contributor access, then we can click on next, and here we can select members. So there is an plus icon where select members, so we'll click on it, and we'll select the service principal that we have created with the name test principal. So we just need to type test and it will give us what all principles that are there. So we'll select this test principal, then we can click on select option, and then we can click on review and assign option. So now our service principal get assigned one role. So we can go to role assignment. There we can see one privileged role, and here we can also see one item, one service principals. So it means one service principal is getting assigned to some role. What kind of role it is? It is contributor level access. So now our service principal is ready along with some access or some role, so that it can create resources over cloud. So in this way, on Azure Cloud, we can create a service principal. Okay, so now we are done with our service principle, and Terraform installation is complete. Visual Studio Code installation is complete. So now what we have to do, we have to create one folder on desktop. Suppose we have created a folder test, and then we'll open that folder in Visual Studio Code. So very first time when we open any folder, then Visual Studio give us some kind of warning like, do you trust the author of the files in this folder? So we'll click yes, I trust the authors. And once this is done, then we'll create two files here. One is main.tf file and another is a provider.tf file. So what we'll be having in these two files, in main.tf file, we'll just write a resource code here. So we'll go with a very basic example of Azure. So we'll just create a resource group. So that is basically the very first resource that we need to create when we do anything in Azure Cloud. So this is a small example. So I'll let you know from where I got this code. You don't need to remember anything. Everything is available on Terraform documentation. So we'll take it from there. And the second thing is that we have provider.tf. So what we have to put in provider.tf? Firstly, we need to go to registry.terraform.io, and then we need to click on Azure Cloud Provider, the second option that we are seeing on screen highlighted. And then we'll click on use provider. And once we'll click on use provider, we'll see there is some provider section that is highlighted on the screen. So we just need to copy this complete code, and this complete code we need to put in provider.tf file. So now our main.tf file is ready, and we have pasted this code to provider.tf file. So now provider.tf5 initially were not having anything inside provider Azure RM block. So the subscription ID, tenant ID, client secret that we got from cloud, that is our Azure Cloud. So we'll take it from there, and we'll put all these parameters here in these four parameters, and there is one more parameter that is features. So we can keep it as blank because we don't want any other features as of now. So this feature can be kept as it is. So only these four things are required, and we have already assigned one role, that is contributor role, to our service principal. So we'll be good once we'll put all these four things, and we'll be able to successfully connect to Azure Cloud. So now let us see that what all Azure or what all Terraform commands that we need to create in order to create resources on Azure or any other cloud. We need to use a similar commands in every cloud wherever we want to create some resources. Only the connection string got changed and some coding got changed, which we can get from Terraform documentation. So there are 6 commands that are mainly used in Terraform. So the very first command is Terraform FMT. So what Terraform FMT command do? This command basically autocorrect format and style. So suppose you have copied the code and pasted, and if you have just put it some spaces, and if you have just changed the indentation and everything, once you'll write this command Terraform FMT, automatically everything will get aligned to self and in a proper structured format by using this command. So Terraform will work if you'll place any spaces, and because it don't have any issue with that indentation, that we are having indentation issue with Ansible, but here we are not having, only YAMLs having those indentation issue, because if you are providing extra spaces then your YAML will not work. But here we are not having that much issue related to Terraform. It works even with spaces, and if there is any void spaces are provided. But if you'll run this command, everything will get structured by self. You don't need to do anything. That I'll show you once we'll do it practically. The second command that comes is the Terraform validate command. So what this command actually do? This command actually validate the configuration files. So suppose we have created two files, main.tf and provider.tf. So once we'll run this command, it will check whether the code and everything placed is having everything related to that. If there is anything missing, then this will get us some error, else it will give us a success message. The third command, or we can say the very first command that we need to use whenever we use Terraform in order to do something, so that is Terraform init command. What it do, it basically initialize the backend. So what actually it do, so the provider block that we have provided for Azure, so it will download the provider specified in that configuration. So we have provided Azure configuration, so it will download content related to that particular Azure provider with the version of Terraform that we have provided in the configuration. The next command that we need to use is a Terraform plan command. So what this command do, this actually shows what all going to be create, modify or delete. So it will not do actually those things, it will just give you a blueprint of that thing that it is going to create over cloud. So are you ready with that? So it is a kind of plan that it gives you. Then we need to write a command Terraform apply. So Terraform apply is basically the command that actually do all those changes that was actually showing using plan. So plan gives you it's a kind of prototype that this is going to happen on cloud. But if you want this to happen on cloud, you need to run Terraform apply command. But then also Terraform will not apply those directly to cloud until unless you will provide your approval of yes or no. Similarly, the last command that we have is the Terraform destroy. So whatever you have created on cloud, if you want to get them destroy, you just need to use this command, and this command will destroy all the changes post approval. So once you will give your approval of yes or no, then only it will do the things, else things will remain same. So these are the 6 commands that are most commonly used when we use Terraform, and most of the work get done using these commands. There are other commands also, but as of now we can go with these commands and we can do our task. Okay, so now let's see when we do Terraform fmt then what happened. So in this way, once we'll write the command Terraform fmt, so as you can see it is giving two files, main.tf and provider.tf, because we were having only those two files in our configuration. So it checked and it didn't provide anything, and what it do in backend, whatever spaces and whatever the spaces or the what we can say in the different kind of line or some spaces, basically we can call about spaces only in the code. So it will get everything structured by self. So by using this command we can do it. So once we'll do it practical, I'll change the code with some blank spaces, and I'll show you how it correct those spaces. So this is the very first command of Terraform fmt. The second command, that is Terraform validate. So once we'll run this command, if everything is correct, then it will say success, the configuration is valid. Okay, the third command is Terraform init command. This is the main command that we have to do. So what this command will do, when we'll write Terraform init, then it says that initialize the backend, initialize the provider plugin. So here we can see we have given things related to Azure RM. So it is just matching the version 3.88.0, and it is installing that particular provider version. And it is also saying that Terraform has created a log file .terraform.log.scl to record the provider selection it made above, including the file in your version control repository, so that Terraform can guarantee to make the same selection by default when you run Terraform init in the future. So here this file will lock this particular version. So in future, whenever you will run this command, it will use this log file and it will work only with this version. So this version is very important, because sometimes when we need to upgrade Terraform in companies, so we just need to change in that provider section the version of Terraform. So then only it will work with that latest version. So as of now we can go with it, but if you don't place that Terraform block, then by default it works with the latest version. So it also provide one kind of this log file. So I'll show you how this log file get create. Everything we'll see practically, then it will become more clear why it is doing and how it is doing. So Terraform init is also done. So once it's done with Terraform init, so on the right side you can see that it is creating one .terraform directory and then one log directory. So Terraform init is having this .terraform directory where we'll see this Azure RM related things over there, and this log directory is basically to log the version related to Terraform. Okay, next we are having Terraform plan. So Terraform plan, once we run it, then you can see that it is showing that what all resource is going to create, as we were creating a resource group on Azure. So it was giving, okay, this resource group is getting created with the name example. This will be the ID, this will be the location, this will be the name. So ID is not yet confirmed. Once it will create, then only that ID can be confirmed. And we can also see it is saying plan 1 to add, 0 to change, 0 to destroy. So it is not changing anything, it is not destroying anything, it is just adding one resource group to cloud. After planning, we can do Terraform apply. So once we'll run Terraform apply, it is saying that the similar kind of screen we are seeing as we were seeing in plan, because it is exactly similar to that. Now it is saying I'm going to execute this plan on Azure Cloud. So do you want to perform this action? Enter a value. So if you'll put yes, then it will proceed. Otherwise, if you'll put anything else, it will not approve this request. So once we'll do an approve, but post approval there will be something else. But pre approval, as of now we are on this stage, so we can see that there is one file get create, that is terraform tf.state, and one more file got create, that is .terraform.tfstate.log.info. So what this is doing, whatever we are doing, everything will get create in terraform.tfstate file. So this is basically the heart of this Terraform, because Terraform, whenever it do anything, so very first time it will create this terraform.tf state file. From next time it will check this file and will take backup of this file whenever it will do any further action, then only it will proceed. And why it has placed lock to this file? Because suppose if two users are there and one user is working with the same file and you are creating something and that user is destroying something, so to provide a security here, it actually apply lock to this particular file. So if any other user at the same time is going to create or to destroy something, then he will get some warning that tf state file is locked and it is in used by someone. So you need to wait, or you need to wait actually to get these operation perform. So in this way, you are now secured that nobody else is going to use when you are using it. So it will provide a lock to this file, and once you will be done, then this lock will get released. So as of now we haven't provide yes to that block. So if we put yes as a value, so it will create that resource and it will say apply complete, resource 1 added, 0 changes, 0 destroyed. So now let us see that what all files are there in the backend. So in the backend, we are only seeing terraform.tf state file. Now lock file has been released, and anybody else can use Terraform as of now because there is no lock file. So guys, these backend files play a very important role, because whenever you'll get interviewed or whenever anybody asks related things to this Terraform, so these Terraform tf state file, this lock files, most commonly these kind of question get asked in interview. So we need to get information related to these file. It is very important to get these file awareness, because anybody can ask you that what is this file and when this file got created, in which step these kinds of file got create. So we create resource creation is easy, but we need to actually have knowledge about the files that got created in backend with each command. So Terraform apply is done. But what will happen if we'll again run the same command? So do Terraform will create that resource again, or what will happen? So we tried this also. So we just ran Terraform apply command again. So what it did, it just said that no changes, your infrastructure matches the configuration. In apply complete, 0 resources, added 0, change 0, destroyed 0. So it means that what Terraform did right now, Terraform just checked the terraform.tf state file, and Terraform found out, okay, this particular resource group with resource name this has already been created on cloud. So there is no changes, so we don't need to do anything. But what will happen backend in the file? So there will be one file get create terraform.tfstate.backup. So once terraform.tfstate file get create, next time whenever we'll do any operation related to that, so it will firstly create backup of the original file and then it will do anything. So this is a very good understanding, or this is a very good feature of Terraform, that it is creating this kind of backup, so that old state can retrieve back using this backup, and new file is getting created every time we do any changes. So this will also see once we'll do it practically whether it works or not. So Terraform apply is complete now. We are now with Terraform destroy. So once we'll use this command Terraform destroy, so it will give us this kind of screen where it will say firstly that this particular resource group dot example will be destroyed, and these all are the details. And in plan we can see it is saying 0 add, 0 change, but 1 is getting destroyed. So do you really want to destroy all these resource? So again it's an approval thing. So what will happen in the backend? Now again you can see that there is terraform.tf state.backup file is getting updated, and second thing is that it has applied lock to that file because someone is using, so it will apply lock to that tf state file so that no one else can make any changes at the same time. So now we'll approve this request by saying yes, and once we'll do it, it will say destroy completed, resource 1 destroyed. So now it is successfully destroyed. And what will happen to the backend files? So here we are seeing that log file has been gone. Now there are two files only, terraform.tfstate and terraform.tfstate.backup. So backup is having previous tfstate file, and this is the current tfstate file which is not having any resource. So in this way, these commands are basically used in Terraform whenever we need to provision or destroy anything on cloud. So we need to just work with these commands, and we can easily create resources over there, and then we can destroy resources related to a particular cloud. So guys, these backend files play a very important role, because if we are aware about these things, so conceptually we are very strong that what is actually getting happened with this Terraform command, and what these file actually do, and at what step this particular file got created. So now we are clear with those files. So guys, I'm done with the theoretical piece of today's video. So now we'll see everything practically, okay, how it is getting happen, and how we can create those configuration file of Terraform, and how we can run these commands. Okay guys, so this is our Azure portal, and here we can see there are some services mentioned. So firstly, let us see whether there is any resource group. So as of now we can see there are no resource group on cloud, so we are good. We'll create one resource group, and that will see whether it is visible here or not. So firstly, open the Visual Studio Code. I have installed Visual Studio Code and Terraform, so it's a simple installation, so that don't need any demonstration, else this video will become very lengthy, that I don't want to do. So what we'll do, we'll go to file, and we'll open a folder, and here I have created a folder that is a demo folder. So that will create here, but as of now let it be. So the demo folder I have opened here also. So let's create one folder in this folder first. So here let's create a folder that is a test folder. Okay, now we'll go to our Visual Studio Code, and we'll open this test folder here. So don't save, we can do a don't save. So now test folder we can see here. As of now it's a blank folder, it is having nothing. So firstly we'll create two files here. So by clicking on this very first icon, a new file, we can give name of the file. So one file will be main.tf. So automatically you are seeing this Terraform icon in front of this, so it means it is a Terraform file. So this is done now. Second file that we'll create is a provider.tf file. So either you can create these two files, or you can create a single file. Both can work. Suppose you have created main.tf file, so the code that we are going to place in provider.tf we can also place in main.tf. That will also work. But why I separated it, because it's a confidential piece, so I usually keep these files separated, or as a good practice of Terraform we usually keep these files separated. so that it is easy to edit, because main is having some resource related content, provider is having some authentication related content. So why should keep both thing in a same file? Better to separate it out. So what we'll do now, firstly, what we need to do in main.tf file, so we'll go to Google and we'll find the code. So here, suppose if we just went out to Google, and here we can type Azure RM, because Azure RM is basically the utility that is going to provision anything, which is Azure Resource Manager. And here you can give a resource group. So Azure RM resource group, once you will type, you will get something in front of you, just like these kinds of options. So just click on very first option. So Azure resource group, if you'll scroll it down, you'll get some code here. So we can use this code as it is. So just copy this code and we can go to our Visual Studio Code and we can paste this code here. Okay, and this dot is representing that it is not yet saved. Once we'll save it with Control S, then this dot has gone. So that's why this is a very good editor, because things are very planned here once we code. So most of the Terraform users code this Visual Studio Code, and other coding related people also use this very frequently. So this is one of the best tool that we use as an editor. So main.tf got successfully edited. What we need to do for provider.tf? So we don't need to do anything by self. We'll do everything by using Google. So what we'll do now, we'll search Azure Provider Terraform. So here sometimes it take us to some documentation page, so we are good, there is no issue. But if you want to go directly to the page that I was showing you in slide, so here you can go to Terraform registry.terraform.io. Okay, and here also we are seeing browse providers. So in this providers section, we are seeing Azure here, other clouds also. So we can click on this use provider, and here there is complete code. So just copy the complete code and be careful. You need to copy complete code till this angle braces. If you miss anything, then the code will not work. Now we'll go to Visual Studio Code and we'll paste it here. So this is basically the Terraform block that I was talking about in my slide related to some version that will get locked. So this is the version 3.88.0, that is the latest version of Terraform provider available on cloud. So this is done, but there is one configuration option marked as hash. So we'll just remove this option and we'll place the thing that is actually required. So that thing I have copied here. So we'll just copy it and we'll paste it. So now we are seeing this dot option here. Once we'll do Control S, so it means this is safe. So main.tf is having the code related to the resource that we need to create, and provider.tf is having the content which actually a service principal that is going to use in order to create resources on Azure. So this is done, this is done. Now where we'll run the command? So the beauty of this Visual Studio Code is that we can run the command also here in the same window. So we can go to terminal and we can open a new terminal. So this terminal is getting launched. Okay, so we are here now. We cannot do anything related to cloud because these 4 parameters are missing, but we can check whether Terraform has been installed here or not with this command. So it is saying the term, okay, my spelling mistake, sorry for the spelling. So we need to write Terraform hyphen version. Okay, so it is giving the version, means we are good with the Terraform related thing. So that is okay. Now I'm going to place these 4 parameters which are confidential. So I'll pause this video in order to put those things here, and then I'll continue with the things. Okay guys, so I have entered those principal related parameters over there in provider.tf file, And one more thing, that we have copied this resource from that documentation section, but we can see one thing here is the location, that is West Europe. So as of now I'm sitting in India, so better to have something that is nearest to India. So if I'll create anything on West Europe, it will be costly for me. So I can change the location that is nearest to India. So in Indian region, there are two location available in Azure, that is North India and South India. So I'll create a resource in South India, because it is nearest to me, so I'll get charged but very less for it. So it is showing one white dot over there, so just do a control S. It is now saved. So the very first command that we can check here, as I told you, that I'll make some void space I'll place here. If I'll do a control S, and here if I'll run a command terraform fmt, so just see this particular file main.tf and what happened to this. Automatically we can see that Terraform fmt has done main.tf provider.tf file correction, and this location comes back to the position that it was. So now it can format anything, autocorrect. It will do a kind of autocorrect to these configuration files that is available. So this is the Terraform fmt command that actually do its task. Now next command that we can run here is Terraform validate. So it will check whether these two files are correct according to configuration that has to be there according to Terraform or not. So if we'll do a Terraform validate, so it is saying missing required provider. So provider is not there, that's why validation it cannot check. So that's why we need to run firstly the Terraform init command. So what we'll do, we'll get it clear, and then we'll run Terraform init command. Terraform init, yeah. So Terraform init command actually don't use that service principal as of now. So if we are not putting any service principal in provider.tf file also, then also this command will work and it will download those parameters. So this step takes some time because it is downloading something, and as we can see, it is creating one folder, that is .terraform. So one folder got create with this command, and let's see whether it provide lock also. Yes, now we can see .terraform log.scl has been created. So it is saying Terraform has been successfully initialized and Terraform has created a log file, the same message that I was displaying in the slide, and it will use this particular lock whenever Terraform init will run in future. So our very first command, that is Terraform fmt, got worked, and then we need to run Terraform init, then only we can run Terraform validate in order to validate the configuration. So this is clear now. Let's do Terraform validate now. So it is saying success, the configuration is valid, because both are of our file is successfully or is correctly placed in the content is correctly placed in these two files. So it is saying that configuration is valid. So whenever we do automation using Jenkins or any other CI tool, then we need to run this command very first before executing any plan or apply or any destroy, so that firstly it should get verified that our configurations are valid or not. So this is now valid. Next command what we'll do, so we can clear it. Next we will run a command, that is Terraform plan. So we'll see, this command basically shows us whether the service principal is working or not, or whether it is successfully able to connect to our cloud or not. So we are running Terraform plan now. So here we are seeing that it has created Terraform TF state and log file also. And immediately log file has been gone and Terraform TF state also gone. Why it happened? Because this is just a plan. It is not actually going to create anything. It just shown the plan, but the time when it shows the plan, at the same time those file also got create, and as of now those files are gone. So here we can see that it is saying it is going to create. What it is going to create, it is going to create a resource group with name example on cloud, and it is going to be on location South India with name example, and plan is saying 1 to add, 0 to change, and 0 to destroy. So this is the plan that it is going to execute. Now if we want to execute this plan, we need to go with Terraform apply command. So once we'll run this command, we'll see what all files are getting created on the left side. So there is one terraform.tfstate and tfstate.log.info. So these two files got created and it gives the same type of message that we were seeing in plan. Now it is saying, do you want to approve or do you want to perform this action? So only yes value will work, no other value will work. So if we said yes, now what it do? As of now it is doing something, that's why that lock is appearing. And now it is saying apply complete, resource 1 added, 0 change, 0 destroyed. And here you can see that log files to tf state, terraform tf state has been removed now. So terraform.tfstate.log.info file is not here because we are done with our task. So anybody else can use, because in the meanwhile, if other user is also getting some kind of operation on the cloud, so that will actually not work. That's why it's apply lock to this file. So now it is saying that one resource has been added. So let's verify on our cloud whether it got created or not. So in resource group, we are seeing that example has been created, and what is its location? As of now, it is created, but it is not having anything. So this is blank. So that's good. We are okay with it. Example has been created. Yes, the location that we can see, it is the South India. So resources, once we'll create any resource, any virtual machine, any storage account, that will visible here, but location can be visible from the resource group section, and here we can see the location is South India. So we have successfully created one smallest resource on Azure Cloud, that is in resource group, using this Terraform. Now what we'll do, we'll just clear it and we'll run this command again, and let's see what Terraform actually do. As of now we are only having terraform.tfstate file. Once we'll do apply again, so again it applied lock because it is using something. Once it is done, lock has been removed, and we have also created one more file, that is terraform.tfstate.backup file. So it is saying that no changes because it is already getting created, and resources, and then we are having 0 change, 0 destroyed, and 0 added. So in this way we are now aware that when we apply Terraform again, if things are already there, so it just check it from terraform.tfstate file and it don't perform any action. Now we want to destroy this particular resource, so we'll change our command. So let's do clear so that things are visible. And if we do terraform destroy, so again a lock is getting creating on this tf state file, and it is refreshing the state, and it is saying that minus destroy and minus id, minus means it is going to delete something, plus means it is going to create. In plan we can see 0 add, 0 change, 1 destroy. So it is saying, do you really want to destroy all resources? I said yes. So now log file is there, tf state file is there, backup is there. Once this resource get destroy, then this lock will get removed. So this may take some time. Sometime it destroyed very fast, sometime it takes some seconds, sometime it takes 1 minute or 1 minute some seconds. So we need to wait until we'll not see that destroy message. We have to wait. And similarly we can also see on the left screen that lock is still there because it is doing some operation, some user is doing some operation. So lock is not released yet. Lock will get released once this destruction piece is complete. So it is taking time. Usually don't take much time in order to delete any resource, but what we can see, we can wait only. It's still destroying. Yes. Now we can see that it destroyed the resource in 1 minute 17 second. It is saying destroy complete, resource 1 get destroy. And on the left side we can see now there is no terraform.tfstate.log file. Let's check on cloud whether the resource has been removed or not. Just do a refresh and we can see there is no resource group to display. So we have successfully created one resource group. We have successfully destroyed using Terraform. So guys, I hope this video is very informative because these concepts are small, but actually these concepts are not that much basics. These concept comes under some deep concept. So I think theory session was also clear, but if you find out some difficulty in that theory session, so this practical demo cleared all the things. I hope everything is clear to everybody. And guys, if you like this video, just give a like to this video and also subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in my next video.